Weird, isn't it? Insulting, really. Prime Minister Abbott and Julie Bishop have spent hours and hours recently concentrating on the health of two Australian illegal drug dealers named Chan and Sukumaran, while thousands of innocent people back home are fighting to be heard to get access to legal drugs for things like hepatitis C. Now, one antiviral drug that's been more than 90% successful has been rejected by the PBA because of the cost. There's another review meeting, I think it's in the next few days, next week. It's a life and death decision, to put it bluntly, for my next guest. Her name is Amanda Kiki. Amanda, good evening.
Good evening, Derryn.
Look at you, and I have to say, what price of life? Because they've decided that your life is not worth $150,000.
Not worth saving, that's right. That's right, Derryn. And by rejecting these drugs, groundbreaking drugs, what the government's effectively doing is delivering a death sentence to, tens of thousands of people over the next few years.
Because some of the drugs have been tried here in Australia. I know that the transplant team at the Austin Hospital in Melbourne, they have told me of cases now with these new drugs, where a woman, bilirubin's been up over 600 or something like that. She's yellower than the sun.
Yes.
And on these pills in 3 months, she has recovered.
Yes.
And her life has gone on.
Yes. Look, people have been on transplant waiting lists, staring death in the face. They've got these new drugs and been taken off the lists. And as you know, the liver is an amazing organ. It can regenerate itself, and people can be completely cured and go on.
Well, I know the liver is such an amazing organ. I used to joke and say I wouldn't be surprised if I played Melancholy Baby. It does 400 things. If you cut it in half for what they call a resection,
that's right. It will grow back.
It'll grow back in 4 or 5 weeks. And so the rejuvenative powers are absolutely amazing. But so it was knocked back by the PBA, by the Subaqueous Benefits Committee.
Yes.
Last year.
Yes, and it's being resubmitted in 4 days' time, in fact, and it's absolutely vital that the PBAC committee makes the decision to recommend the drugs to the Minister for Health.
If you had the money and you could buy yourself a ticket to Hawaii, you could go there tomorrow and start a course of this, and your life could be extended by 30, 40 years.
Well, that's possible.
How does that make you feel sitting here now?
Well, you know, it just, we live in a country that prides itself on having a great healthcare system with equal treatment access for everybody, and you know, it's just not happening in reality. You know, everybody is deserving of these treatments.
Well, you haven't taken lying down, because I know you wrote to me. Your daughter also is a campaigner. You're both out there saying, hey, we're here, we're here.
And me and thousands of others. Australia is the only country in the developed world not to have made this decision. Funded this drug and made it available to sufferers.
It's just not right. That's the thing. I mean, I'm a socialist on one thing, and that's medicine. I think that, you know, you pay taxes all your life, and if the stuff's available, we should be providing it. And when you know that your life could be, I mean, you've had Hep C for what, 30 years, I guess.
I've had it for over 30 years.
But now it manifests itself now in the liver, which it does to a lot of people.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And my doctors told me that if I don't have the drugs in the next year or two, I could die. I've got advanced liver fibrosis. I could have cirrhosis of the liver. And, you know, why make me wait until I've got liver cancer and need to go on a transplant list before, you know, I might be able to have these new drugs?
Is, I think, probably about 20% of all transplants are from liver cancer.
Well, more now on the statistics I've got.
And Hep C, of course, is on the increase in this country.
That's right. 50% of people on the transplant waiting list have hepatitis C.
Yeah. And of course, there's no guarantee you'll get on the list, and a couple hundred people who get on the list die before they get to a transplant.
Oh, absolutely. Not everybody's going to get a new liver. No,
So,
that's right.
I mean, you obviously, well, you are passionate. You have to be passionate about this. But what keeps you going when you look and think, my only reason my life is not being, quality is not being extended is because of money?
That's right, and I've been living in hope now for nearly 30 years that this breakthrough would happen, and up until now the treatment for hepatitis C has been pretty ineffective. We've been treated with interferon and ribavirin, and it just has terrible side effects, and a lot of people just can't tolerate it. You know, it's such a grueling, punishing regime. And in fact, less than 2% of people with hepatitis C are even treated with interferon.
Yeah.
But these new drugs are just completely change the game. The success rate's between 94 and 99%.
That's right. Well, it'll be at the meeting next week. I know there is a petition going around, isn't there, for people?
Absolutely.
How do people get on that?
Absolutely. People can go on to change.org and sign the petition, and people can write to their local MPs.
That's the way to do it too. We're out of time, Amanda. Keep me posted on it, and the meeting I think is next Thursday. And
that's right. That's right.
Thanks for alerting me to it. Okay.
Thanks, Derryn.
Thanks. Bye bye. Amanda Geekie. Now, tomorrow night on the program, how come women don't get equal pay for equal work? That's still happening in Australia. Do we really have freedom of speech? We'll have another look at 18C. Look at all of that as well. So that's coming out on the program. We ran out of time for Comedy Coliseum. We'll try to do that tomorrow. So until then, tomorrow night, that's life. Good night.